Oh, excellent. So I can't see that we are live now. So awesome. Scott, hello. Welcome to our normal lunch. I am Kayleen McCabe, joined by my friend and co-host, Scott Sheelar, who is the founder of SEPCA. So Scott, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing well, Kayleen. Good to see you again. I feel like it's been a while. I guess I missed last week's program. So it has been a couple of weeks for me, but I heard it was a good one. And I hear this week is going to be even more amazing. So I'm excited.
Yes, you were missed last week. The Meta Team ladies were really fun and a bunch of greatness. But for our fans who usually tune in, I'm wearing more bling than normal because this is a celebratory show. But before we get started, well, actually, so Scott, today's show, my birthday is coming up soon, but we won't have a show because Labor Day is happening next week. So SEPCA has been kind enough to host a show on my favorite things and let me geek out about all my favorite stuff. So before we get started then, do you want to geek out? Do you have any favorite things to show and share this week?
I do. You might notice I'm in a different place. I'm not in my office. I'm actually in my home arcade. Believe it or not, I have an arcade in the basement of my home. And we've talked a little bit about this before, but we both love Star Wars. So I thought today would be a good day to share some of my latest Star Wars additions to my arcade. So let me show you a couple of things really quickly. So these are my lights. This is my lightsaber collection, right? Isn't that cool how it's displayed? Let me see if I can.
Oh, Scott, you showed this before, but that is brilliant.
Look at that. We're gonna go up closer. This is kind of hard, but anyway, yeah, each one of these is a lightsaber that actually comes off, right? And these are all built, most of these were built at Savi's. We've talked about Savi's before. Yep. The only exception is this one. This is what's called a legacy lightsaber. And I believe it's a Luke Skywalker it's his saber from one of the recent Star Wars movies. But anyway, I love this display. Yeah, we love our lightsabers. But I just wanted a really creative way to display them. And I thought this was super cool, but I'll show you a couple other quick things really quickly while we're in the arcade. I got my Star Wars movie posters. Those are authentic movie posters, right? So if you look real closely, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, these are all authentic. There's summer 1981, Empire Strikes Back was released. And so anyway, I got to show you one other quick thing while I'm down here. Up on top, I have some of my little characters that I've collected over the years. I don't know if you can see those guys.
Yoda and name them, because the Rolly one I'm pulling a brain fart on right now. These are amazing.
Yeah. BB-8. Yeah, BB-8. That's one that was actually built. Sophie built that. So she built that. One of the other things, this sounds like a commercial for Disney World or something, but one of the other things at Hollywood Studios here in Orlando is you can actually build droids. So you can build lightsabers, but you can build droids too. It's called the Droid Depot, and Sophie went in there and built that BB-8 that you can see up there. It's a purple BB-8.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
So I have other stuff, but I could go on all day. Let me show you one quick thing. Have you seen these before?
Oh no, I wasn't. Okay, I have seen them. I was not able to actually get them because they were sold out. So would you mind sharing with your friends what this is? This is amazing.
This is a Coca-Cola bottle, but it's in the shape of a detonator, from a detonator from Star Wars, and you can get them, in the Galaxy's Edge. And so anyway, this sounds like a commercial, but
no,
they're super cool.
It's not at all, and I love it. Sorry. I love it because it's what Scott, I appreciate so much is you come into this with a mind of construction and building. And I think it's wonderful for folks to know, even in construction, we still have our amazing hobbies. And, it all kind of plays along. And you have the bee's knees of this. I'm so excited and impressed. Oh my gosh. All right.
So what do you have to share this week, Kayleen?
Well, so Scott, okay, so in the weeks past, I've kind of come up with one particular thing, but because Sepka was kind enough to let me pretend to be Oprah for a day, a little bit before my birthday, this whole show is going to be me geeking out about some of my favorite things. So I don't really have one thing to show this week. I have probably 3 awesome things and some other stuff, but yeah, Scott, this is amazing. And because this show is a little bit unique from our ones in the past, will you be hanging out for the rest of the show just so our fans, if they have any questions regarding SEPCA and how they can participate, you could answer them?
Absolutely. I will definitely be back at the end and I'll be watching the whole show. So I cannot wait to see your very best impersonation of Oprah. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I cannot wait. Thank you so much, Scott. And really, I'm excited too that you're hanging out, because at the end of this, Sekra and I will be giving away the things that I get to chat about. So for your fans tuning in, you have to watch the whole show to your right, whatever. It's great information. It's going to be so much fun. And so Scott will then chat with you at the end to hear your thoughts. Because honestly, I don't like, your daughter should win some of these things. I know we can't really tilt it, but just by the way. So anyways, Scott, thank you so much again for joining this morning and kicking off lunch. And yeah, thanks for hanging out towards the end. Oh, and now Scott is gone. So all right, hi. So next we're bringing on Casey with Craig Tool. And for my fans, I have been obsessed with Craig Tool for quite a while. And if you aren't familiar, they have a great product line. But before I get started on my geek out, I want to introduce my guest, Casey. So Casey, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing awesome, Kaylee. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thank you so much for joining us. I have been to the Craig Tool headquarters. It's amazing. So can you tell me a little about, well, let's start off. What do you do for Craig Tool?
Yep, I'm a senior product manager for Craig Tool. I've been with the company for about 6 years and get to introduce a lot of really exciting new products. I've worked on a lot of different projects over my time here. And, Craig Tool has been around for 30 years or so. And we started out as a pocket hole jig company, but we've expanded and broadened that out to encompass a lot of other jobs when it comes to building wood projects. So
I love it. I'm kind of jealous. If I could, I love, actually, it's beautiful where the headquarters are at. And I'm happy you actually brought up a photo, because I do think a lot of our fans will be more familiar with the pocket hole technology that Craig has delivered. And I'm surprised that it's only been 30 years, because for me, okay, so all of our fans hanging out in old-timey days, when you wanted to attach 2 pieces of lumber, you had a few options. You could do joinery, you could do biscuits, but then Craig came out with a hidden pocket hole system that I've been obsessed with yet. But we're not even talking about that today. Craig's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so all right. So for all my friends, hi. I'm sorry, I'm going to word vomit for a second. Casey, I'm going to give you a second to geek out about Craig in a moment. So there is a tool that has changed my life, and that has been a track saw. And the reason is because I modify a lot of lumber, especially when I'm building things and using the pocket hole system that I use for Craig. I have a sheet of plywood. In times past, I would take it to my table saw, but that's actually really dangerous and doesn't always give the most consistent cut. Craig has come out now with not only a track saw, but a track saw with a dust containment system. So, okay, this is the track. So imagine now a skill saw with a lot of accuracy and dust containment built in that rides on this. But hang on, Casey. Okay, I might have owned like 1 or 2 of these other like track saws in the past, but when I got to geek out with Craig, okay, and I can't wait for all of our other fans to watch and recognize this. The side of the blade that the tool is on makes a lot of difference in your feeling of success and quality of cut. You want to feel successful like you're a pro. And Craig has done something that I've never seen before yet on track saw. Okay, so this is the track saw. Say hello to my little friend. So this is the brilliant system that rides on the track behind me. And now what is like the first thing that made me so excited was your trigger is here and your blade is here. So when you're cutting, you get to see where your blade hits. Casey, this is, I'm so excited. Okay, so hang on. Let me take a bit of breath. Would you mind helping me geek out about why else the saw is so amazing?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you noticed, right out of the gate, the blade on the left. It's the only track saw on the market with the blade on the left, and that's because it's optimized for right-hand users, which is 90% of the population, right? So you can see even in the picture here where, we did a lot of research and benchmarked a lot of different products as well, and realized that most people want their primary hand on the primary grip where you see this person's right hand right here. And they want to be able to see what's going on with the blade at the time. So the ergonomics of this is superior to a lot of other circular saws and a lot of other track saws as well too. So
is it ever? Okay, so then let's geek out a little bit further, because this is where for me it gets so, oh, hooray, Kayleen show. All right, so what the next thing that impressed me was the dust containment system. And so finally having the ability, and I've seen them in the past, but when you have the blade on the right side and the dust containment, a long time you didn't want to put it there because you couldn't quite see that line. And yet Craig has figured out how to maintain a phenomenal dust capacity system while still maintaining that visual of the blade. Casey, come on, like, whoa.
Yeah, we focused a lot of effort on that as well. And you get bags with some other products, and a lot of times they're just tokens. They don't really work that well. And this one, it does work rather well. And especially when you hook it up to a vac, it works even better. And, our approach is one of the core tenets of this system, the adaptive cutting system, was safety. And having a clean work area is, a paramount, benefit to having a safe work environment.
I love that too, because if you are collecting a lot of dust, especially on the track, things get slippy. So two other side notes that made me geek out, and I was so happy, is behind me you can see this portion that attaches to the track. And what I love about this is, in times past, the power cord might get hung up in these little tiny slots. And so Craig was brilliant enough to make sure that the cord was not getting hung up in these slots as I was trying to cut, because then you don't want to operate a moving saw and have it stuck on something. That is like the most unsafe thing ever. So Craig, not only that, but then to make sure that it is super clean and safe, they have this wonderful chip protector. Is that the correct term?
Yep, it's an anti-chip insert. Yep.
I call it fancy and like super awesome. All right, so I have only seen saws like this in the past when they're left-handed skill saws, and I love the option, but for me, when the torque of the motor comes around, it does kind of get dangerous. And so I've turned this on and played with it. I dusted it off to make it look fancy for the show. Ooh, so let's just pretend if I'm a left-handed person, can I use this saw as well?
Oh, you absolutely can. Left-handed people are accustomed to adapting to the right-handed world. And so this is no different really than a lot of left-bladed circular saws that you see, especially in the cordless market with left-bladed circ saws.
It's amazing. Oh, criminy. You know what, Casey, I just dived into geeking out on how much I love this. Would you mind telling our fans, what is this amazing machine called?
Yep. It's called the adaptive cutting system. We have, the starting point there is to buy the saw and the track that you have behind you there. But we also have a project table that adds another layer of precision to it that allows you to not just cut plywood, but also cut boards, dimensional lumber to length, and put miter cuts on the ends of those dimensional lumber pieces as well. So lots of different options for people to explore and find some benefit with the Craig adaptive cutting system.
I love this so much, because really what another side that you're providing is the opportunity for folks who might live in confined spaces or an apartment, not necessarily have a full garage with a table saw. You are now with Craig, you have the saw, you have the pocket hole system. You can basically now create anything in this kitchen, which I've framed a lot of stuff legit with Craig because I trust it. It is, it makes me happy knowing that I can frame things. I have the HD pocket hole and the Foreman. Hey friends, after you geek out with this, check out the Foreman. It'll change your life to that. And not a Foreman grill. This is a better Foreman. Beyond. But Casey, thank you so much for letting me geek out and nerd with this. Before I let you go and bring on other folks, what else do you want to share? Because honestly, we could do a full hour show on how much I love Craig and what you're up to, but I would love to hear from your words on what you have going on.
Yeah, I would just encourage everybody to check out craigtool.com. We recently totally revamped our website. We actually incorporated some physical solutions into digital solutions. We have a brand new pocket hole jig product lineup, a bunch of new cutting items. And so for pros and for DIYers alike. And, our approach has been mainly to focus on high school shop programs and things like that to make sure that we get as many people building as we possibly can to experience that sense of accomplishment that you get when you build something with your own hands, and for them to maybe pursue a career in the trades. So thank you for everything that you do for the trades. We greatly appreciate it.
Hey, same team. And real quick, because we're nerd friends, would you mind sharing, because a lot of our viewers are teachers looking for resources. So can you talk a little bit about the Craig Tools for Schools program, and how might teachers find out more information about this?
Yeah, we have a really lucrative program for high school shop classes. It's just called Craig in the Classroom, so it's pretty basic. But all you have to do is check out craigtool.com or give us a call, and any of our customer experience reps can help you place an order for anything that you need from Craig. It's a significant discount of 60% off of our products. So we highly encourage local and nationwide shop programs to take advantage of that.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you too to Craig, because they have been really pushing and being innovators and leading the way as far as getting tools into the classroom that makes sense and something that's easily adaptable to other things, but also to our fans. For all of you folks who are sitting around, it's my favorite show. I get to tangent with this. I collect shoes like I collect power tools, so I have a very bad problem. And Craig has been the one that's let me create any sort of storage rack I could possibly think of on earth. And so, Casey, again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us for lunch. And we will put all of your information into our chat box so folks can check this out, because what is this is I know when all my woodworker friends see this, I hope I crash the internet when they try to win this amazing tool, because this on this side, and it's not a worm drive, it's not a left-handed saw, it's a legit right-handed saw with a blade on the other side. You win. All right, so Casey, thank you so much. I appreciate for you taking the time, and say hi to all my friends there. All right.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. All right, bye-bye. This is absolutely so much fun. And so while we're bringing in our next guest, real quick, we're talking about my favorite things. My favorite smell is petrichor, which for those folks who don't know what petrichor is the technical name of the smell of rain. What? Nerd out. So, oh my God. All right. So next we're bringing on my friends and awesome ladies from Rockport Works. Well, actually, you ladies handle a bit more of the brand, but we're talking about Rockport today because of their innovation happening with safety shoes for women. So welcome, ladies. How are you doing today?
Hi, everyone. We're doing awesome. How are you?
I love it. And so Sam, Lindsay, how about take a few seconds, hold up your hand, introduce yourself, and what do you do with Rockport?
Hi, I'm Sam. I deal a lot with consumer engagement, social media, and events. This is Lindsay.
I'm Lindsay. I do kind of the same thing, social media, consumer engagement. We're the faces behind our Instagram page. So if you ever want to send us a message,
this is your
hash browns, I for show will, or whatever. Sorry. I'm old. I like power tools more than technology sometimes. But ladies, I'm so excited that Rockport was willing to come on and join for the show, because I've been on construction sites my entire life. The majority of my time has been spent wearing male shoes that are steel-toed. And while they're safe, it maybe doesn't always get me the bit of confidence that I want on a job site, being safe and then looking a great role. And so when Rockport came out with their new safety line, my mind melted. And so, all right, I'm gonna hold up a few because they're so light. First of all, my normal steel-toed boots are probably 5 to 7 pounds a piece. So ladies, would you mind telling me about this amazing shoe that's come out?
Yeah, of course. That's the Carly Work. And it actually, here, we have it in gray. You have it in brown.
Gray's very good too.
Charcoal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
And it is an alloy toe, so it's one of the lightest shoes that we have because it's not steel toe.
It still meets all the same safety feet standards as
Yeah.
a steel toe. It's just a little bit lighter weight, and it doesn't conduct temperature. So if it's really cold outside, a steel toe will make your boot colder, or if it's really hot out, it'll make your boot hotter. And the alloy toe doesn't do that. So
I
more
am
comfortable.
madly obsessed with this, and thank you so much, Lindsay, for showing that, because I think a lot of folks, when they hear, safety shoe, they're going to consider the steel toed, but showing, holding up and showing that it is a piece of metal. It has the same
Yeah.
press, but the temperature difference. I am enamored with the fact that you folks are addressing that, because nobody else, we as contractors, just get ready to wear multiple layers of wool socks, maybe sometimes a shoe insert or a heater of some sort. And so with this innovation, you cut that out. So what else is, obviously I'm a nerd for this because they look great too, but all right, so tell me what else is going on in here? Hang on, what was it? Is there actually like a metal insert in the inside? Was that the fan out you had?
Well, so this is the outsole.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the heel, and this is the rubber bottom, so it's slip resistant, and then it helps with the electrical hazard protection
And
also.
Yep. And
Yep. And this is the insole board. I think that's the technical term.
yeah, just gives it a little more
structure.
support.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this goes right over the outsole piece. And then this is the insert. So this is more of like the comfort piece, and it has the arch support right there. And
Fabulous.
then this is the complete upper. So obviously this doesn't look as nice as the boot, but
It's been a little cut up.
we have the zipper there.
Yep.
And then this goes right over the toe cap, and there's
Super cool to see, by the way. It's like how it's made in real life. So
I know it gives you so much more like of a better idea of how the shoe actually works, because you just see the shoe and you assume that it has the stuff in it. But
Like, what's in there?
yeah. And then this padded lining is just really comfortable and helps with keeping you comfortable with the toe cap, because it kind of like cushions your toe and cushions your ankles. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback about that cushioning and like directly inside the shoe.
And you should, because they are incredibly uncomfortable. Incredibly comfortable. Sorry, my word. These shoes are incredibly comfortable, and especially when in construction you're spending your time on your feet, to now have, for me, what blew my mind was a shoe that was very light and very safe and very comfortable, and then just like a little ice cream on the cake, or cherry, again, all the words, they look good. They look great. Do you know how good these look with a pair of jeans or something? And so are you able to show any other styles that you have with this? Because I fell in love with the Carly. That was kind of my nerd jam, but you actually have a few other styles that, like the Daisy. I love that, like little ruching in the front.
Yes. And the nice thing about the Daisy is it has a flat bottom. So the Carly has a little bit of a heel, which some people like that style. And also some people like when they're climbing on ladders, how it has a little bit of a ladder latch. But then we also have the Daisy, which has a little cute ruching up front, and it's flat for people who don't want a heel or don't need a heel.
Yeah. And also has a side zipper. So
Oh my goodness, I love this so much. And really what I hope is, I'm a nerd for this product line in the world of construction, but where I see a lot of openings, and hopefully our fans will too, is healthcare, hospitals, restaurants, anywhere where you need protection and a great fit, but also a bit of safety. So, ladies, thank you so much for coming on and geeking out with me. I really appreciate it. It just makes me happy too. And I hope folks, real quick, what is the best website for our fans to go check out the product line at?
You can go to rockportworks.com. We are under construction right now. The website works fine, but we have a brand new, like, so much prettier, better website coming in the next couple of months. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
But yeah, rockportworks.com.
All of our footwear will be on there.
I love it. And real quick too, you are not only, promoting great, safe workwear, especially for females, but then there's also a great blog and community with this. And so can you tell me a little bit about that community that Well, everyone, do you like good shoes, being safe, looking good? To join.
Yeah. You want me to?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we just started our ambassador program a couple months ago. We're still kind of like in the kickoff launch of that, but we welcomed in 5 ladies to be ambassadors for Rockport Works, and we're trying to grow more with that in the next few months. But we also do on our new website, you'll be able to see we'll have a landing page for our monthly blog where we interview a woman of the month and just talk to her about what it's like to be a woman in the industry, and kind of just about like her inspiring other women and stuff like that. But
talking about like challenges they've overcome and just advice and what inspires them to do what they do. And we have women from all different industries in the trades. We've got construction, woodworking. We also have engineers and architects. So it's just kind of anyone who wears safety footwear is welcome.
I love it so much. And the name of the blog, it's like Soul.
Yeah. We just say share the soul,
but soul like a shoe, SOLE.
Yes, and that's what we're sharing the soul. And so I hope our fans also tune in, check out that blog, and great content, because they really are inspiring stories and an amazing community. Also, hey friends, the best chapstick I've ever found. Like, I don't know what magic you put into that chapstick, but it's amazing. So as far as some of the other goodies you can find on the website, that's one of them. So Sam and Lindsay, thank you so much for taking the time today to geek out. I really, really appreciate it, because my soul is in these souls. That was hurting. All right, it's a little too much. All right, but all right.
thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. So thank you again to my team making this happen, as well as everyone else hanging out. We have gone a little bit longer than normal, but we're geeking out about the good stuff. And so last but not least, we're bringing on Kate from Dovetail Workwear, hi Kate, how's it going today?
I'm great. How are you, Kayleen? It's so good to see you again.
It's great to see you too, and thank you so much for being patient as I word vomited a bit longer than unplanned.
No worries.
But these are so fun. And so for our viewers, just so they know, Dovetail is a line of workwear that I've become not kind of, but like really obsessed with. I'm wearing one of their fabulous shirts now, very comfortable. But what really sold me on the brand was I got to meet y'all in person in Portland, which is great. But these pants, I own multiple pairs and styles of the Maiden Fit. And what I loved about this whole brand is y'all came together and thought about what pants would make women feel successful and comfortable on a job site. And you nailed it. So can you talk to me a little bit about your process on how did my favorite pants come about?
Well, there's a lot of magic and a lot of hard work there. And really it goes back to like women like you and all the women across the country that are doing amazing physical work. And we, about 5 years ago, myself and Kyle, one of my founders, female founders, we had a landscaping company, and we just really literally couldn't find anything that we liked. And it didn't, usually didn't have what we went into the women's workwear departments and then looked over at the men's departments, and there was just this huge difference. And it was so frustrating. And we were doing, all kinds of heavy lifting and, moving plants and in the dirt and meeting with clients, the same thing that so many other women in so many industries are going through. And, the fit was the biggest problem. Our client, Sarah, who's also our third female founder, we were working on her yard. She's the one that's been in apparel forever. And that was how it started. And 5 years later, here we are. It was just women solving a problem where there was, a need. And so now we have this amazing line of women's workwear. And I'd say the things that make it different and make it so successful are we're just obsessed with fit on the female body, all kinds of female bodies, really focused on inclusive fit. Our fabrics we make ourselves to really get that like special sauce with the stretch. Durability is also this thing that we're so passionate about, that like, you buy a pair of work pants and you need them to work heavy duty on the site and fit your body, but last. Like, we talk to women who are welders and masons and plumbers and in farming, and, they're beating the crap out of their clothing and they need it to perform, way up here. So that's kind of how it got started. And it's just been kind of a rocket ship, honestly. And we have this huge, amazing community of women that just keep telling us what they need, what they do. They're the inspiration, they're the gas in the tank, literally. And so we just keep getting up every day, and there's just more to do. And it's very inspiring. It's fairly special.
I love this story so much. And what I think makes the brand so much better than others is you saw the need, but then you stepped into it and made the best product possible, still within a price point that I can afford. And when I say the best product possible, the material you talk about, but a quick tangent. And so for friends, so I had never owned a pair of pants with a gusseted inseam. And so normally when you have a pair of pants, it's kind of two sides and they come together. But these pants have a gusseted, I'm not doing a very good job, but so the gusseted inseam, meaning you don't really have a seam, you really have another panel, which adds a layer of a flattering fit like nobody's business at all. In fact, now I'm like, come on, Levi, where's my—
I know, step it up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, like the fit and what happens when that inseam is in there, it's so much more comfortable to fit. I never worry about I guess you folks were the, and I can't believe it's only been 5 years. I think I've known you for 10. Anyway, it's no longer called plumber's crack, it's construction cleavage. You know, come on, folks, look at it, right?
Oh, I've never heard that term. That's so good to know. Yeah, everyone knows, right? Like wink, wink.
With these pants, I've never even thought about that being a problem. And I guess for me,
you covered.
It not only covered, and here's where, all right, okay, fans. So I have the tan version now, which I'm now in love with, but I also have this in a dark denim. And this pant fits so beautifully that I can fit my gross, dirty, heavy steel-toed boots, not Rockport, sorry, Rockport, they're still really good. I can wear steel-toed boots and then take those off and put on a pair of nice black stilettos, and the pants look beautiful with both. That is some sort of voodoo.
That's been the goal. Number one, best workwear on the market. We don't cut any corners. That, like you said, it's just got to be that good. And then our whole intent, you know, we say three things every time: fit, function, and durability. It's all got to have that. But then there's always the fourth little element that we don't say all the time, but it's built in, which is style. And so when Kyle and I were talking about what we wanted in a perfect workwear pant, we said we wanted to be able to wear it and get totally dirty all day. But then if for some reason you had to turn around and keep going with the rest of your day, meet someone for, you know, a beer, go pick up your kids on the playground, go to a meeting, you could still be wearing your pants and look great in them. And we do have many women that start out saying, these are too nice to get dirty. They look so good, but then they get into it and they use them in any way possible. And that's what we want to do, is just create that choice and that opportunity and like that agency for women.
I love it so much. And two, just so all you future buyers understand that they're going to look great, you can make them super dirty and you can't destroy them. And I have, just because sometimes I like to put to test things that I really love.
Sure.
I'm single anyway. So I cannot destroy these pants, and I've tried. I've mixed concrete. I've been like, I can't even like feather the knee, so it makes it look like I have holy jeans, but I'm really working it. So the quality is off the charts. Yep. Okay, thank you so much for taking a hot minute for letting me geek out about. Like, I'm not a big clothes person, right? Like, it's I'm not fashionable.
You should feel that psyched about your workwear. That means we've accomplished part of the mission. Like, that is just drink the Kool-Aid and keep enjoying it. We're going to keep making it as good as we can. And like, you should just love it. It shouldn't be any more of this like disappointment with the quality and the fit and everything else. Like, workwear by and for women. It's been magic.
It's a real thing. And many years ago, I was sponsored by a company that started with Heart, and they made me a mini skirt and a denim. And I thought, like, where will I use that on a job site? Very interesting. What Dovetail has done and so when COVID hit, I needed a job. I didn't need a job. I just want to keep busy too, and I wanted to show things. And so I started to work as a laborer on a job site. And you know what made me feel confident and comfortable was every day I put on my pants, I got my shirt on, and I felt like a professional, and I looked great. And then it made me not worry about like where's everybody eating lunch today or what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Like the branding of Dovetail has made me feel like a confident professional, and that then translates to the rest of my, attitude on a job site. So Dovetail, high five, woohoo!
Thank you. You nailed it. That's what we've always said. Like when you're wearing, it's just like any tool. Like, would you want the best tool to do the job? Your workwear, your pants as women should be that tool. And when you get it right, you feel empowered, right? Like you can go do that job, whatever it is, that much better. And so really it's pants, but it's all about like pride, empowerment, success, feeling like you fit in. It's all huge. So it's been pretty neat to hear women say, this really changes my attitude for myself, and I see it change everybody else's attitude towards me. So that's what we're going for. It's super cool. You get it. You're like a greatest spokeswoman. Thank you.
I cannot believe it's only been 5 years.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
So, all right. Hey, sorry, friends.
We got to get you back in Portland soon.
Done. Game on. I cannot wait. I cannot wait at all. So, Kate, thank you again so much for taking a hot minute for lunch. This has been
my pleasure. It's great to see you in person.
Ditto.
Do well.
Right, you too. I hope we crash the internet for Dovetail later today. And so, last but not least, we are going to bring Scott back, and this has been a word vomity long show because it's been cool to kind of geek out and share things that really do influence the industry on these very tiny, minute scales, but it really does make a difference. And so we have brought Scott back on. So Scott, thank you so much for hanging out quite a bit longer than our normal show. And I appreciate it. And any thoughts?
Well, this was by far our best show ever, Kayleen. I know it ran long, but I sat back and listened to each of our guests, and I learned so much, just listening. And that's really what this show is about, is helping people learn and understand our industry. And it was just so cool. I'm looking at my notes to hear from Casey and, what they're doing, Craig in the classroom, the way they're supporting I'm in this business and I didn't realize they were doing that. So I'm so happy that Casey lifted that up. I'm looking at the Rockport Works. I mean, that's such a cool product, and that it's just, yeah, they look great. They're functional. I mean, I want to go get a pair for myself because I don't work a lot on job sites, but I walk around job sites a lot, and I always need, shoes to be able to do that. So I'm definitely in the market for that. And then I loved hearing there at the end from Kate. I felt like I was on a Shark Tank episode listening to her pitch her idea. And it's one of those ideas. It's like, wow, I wish I would have thought of that. It's such a great idea and such a great market to be in. So I love today's episode. I loved hearing from all of our guests, and as we're all about promoting careers in the industry and promoting careers with young people, with women, with people of all shapes and sizes, and all backgrounds. And so it was so good to hear from our guests. And I could totally see moving forward, talking with other vendors, because they're experts in their area, right? And I always learn so much when I listen to these vendors that are selling products, because they've put so much thought into it. And so I love today, and just thank you for lining this up, because I know they're all friends of yours, and just appreciate you, bringing them into SEFCA world. Thank you for the introduction.
Thanks. High five. Like, really, I appreciate it. Just I don't know if I'll ever have a talk show like Oprah, but I appreciate the fact for a hot moment I got to geek out about my favorite things. And so now this is the moment you all have been waiting and hanging out for. And it's great because my team did not want to let me forget that this is going on. And so here's the real deal. Every product that I talked about today, the track saw, that amazing saw and dust containment system, these an amazing pair of shoes from Rockport, as well as an amazing pair of pants from Dovetail, you all have the opportunity to win. And so how do you win? Well, right now I need you to put your name and email and the item that you would like to receive into the comment section of our SEFCA Construction Ready page. And from there, the winner will be picked. And so y'all have, we're going to give 48 hours for this to happen. ta-da, this, ta-da, oh, great. And then we will be geeking out. And then next week, we will be off, Scott. We'll be off celebrating Labor Day. And then the week following, I will be there in person, geeking out with another amazing leader in the industry from Georgia. So Scott, thank you so much for hanging out a bit later than we normally do. And this is a very, very fun show. I'll have to agree. Like, woo!
Sounds good, Kayleen. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks here in Atlanta.
Sounds perfect. Awesome. Again, so friends, if you have any question, please feel free to reach out to our Facebook and Instagram pages, as well as sefca.org. And then we look forward to seeing you again on September 14th. We will be joining you again after our holiday break for Labor Day. So Scott, thank you again. And then to all of our amazing guests from Craig, Rockport, and Dovetail, thank you very much for making I don't normally celebrate my birthday. I'm kind of low key on it, but this was just such a fun. Scott, thanks for letting me play Oprah for a day. This was the best bucket list ever. Ah! All right.
Well, you did an amazing job, and happy birthday, Kayleen. We love you and can't wait to see you here in a couple of weeks. Have a great one.
Let me do, see you all.